If you search for Harry Potter, you're going to get a lot of search results. If you know you've read a couple of Harry Potter books and you don't know that the third one is called Prisoner of Azkaban and you're just searching for number 3, you're going to get much fewer results. And if you're a seller who has taken the time to write Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, number 3 in English, then you're much more likely to make a sale. Hi everyone, my name's Allison and I am the Vinted Value Mama. This is the third video in a series I'm making on how to sell fast on Vinted. So if you haven't watched the other videos yet, I'll leave a link up here somewhere. Today we're going to be talking about how to write great descriptions for your listing. And honestly, I don't anticipate this YouTube video doing very well. I feel like no one cares about the descriptions for their listings. No one's going to be very interested in writing better descriptions for their listings, even if I'm trying to tell you it will help sell your items faster. Why are descriptions so important? It doesn't matter if you have the most wonderful pictures in the world. Pictures are not searchable on Vinted. Text is searchable. And if someone can't search for your item, they can't find your item, they can't buy your item. First up today, we're going to be going through a checklist of everything you need in the description. If you do want to write a good description, you can just stop the video at that point and do a little screenshot or something. And then we're going to be talking about some special cases, some things that need a bit more description than others. Let's get started. The first thing on the checklist would just be a basic overview of your item. Here I've got a cute little pair of shorts, so I would say shorts with an umbrella pattern. They are women's shorts. I would have to be sure to note that, although I'm sure some guy could rock these shorts. I would then talk about the materials. I think this is a polyester blend. I would talk about how the shorts are fully lined on the inside and not transparent. I would do the measurements just of the width up here at the waist and how long they are. I would talk about the brand and size. They are medium from a brand called Molly Bracken. She has some cute clothes. And I would describe the pattern a bit more. You might say everyone can see what the pattern is already, but keep in mind that every screen in the world is going to display colors differently. So I want to be sure to note that it's sort of an ecru background with mustard yellow, turquoise, red, and green. Something like that. All of these are terms that people are going to search for when they're looking for your item. Next, I want to talk about a couple sort of bonus things. The checklist that we just covered is great, but there are some other things that you need to keep in mind when you're selling on Vinted. In addition to the fabric content, like what you can read on the label, talk about the feel of the garment. These are really lightweight shorts and they're perfect for summer. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to search a winter dress for my daughter or a summer scarf. And not a lot of people write the season in the description, but I think it's really helpful to give your potential customers an idea of when and where they're going to wear this garment. I'd probably say this one is great for the beach. A couple more things we can add to the checklist are, you can always put if you offer discounts for bundles. Maybe somebody buys a bit more for you. Always better to get a bigger sale. Sell things faster. You can write if it's a smoke-free and pet-free home. I know if someone is super allergic to pets, that might be a deal breaker for them. What you should not write in the description. Any superfluous information. For me, that is how many times an item has been worn. I really don't think anyone is going to buy an item if you say it was worn twice, as opposed to it was worn 3 times, or hey, it's secondhand clothes. It was worn. I know a lot of people really love to put this in their description, and Vinted kind of pushes it with their own sample description, but it's not a very descriptive thing to say. It doesn't matter if something was worn once, or it was worn twice, or it was worn 10 times. I'm honestly more likely to buy something if it's been worn a few times, because then I know it's going to hold up pretty well. It's quality material. The other thing that I would say don't worry about adding to your descriptions are hashtags. This might be a bit controversial too. Maybe I'm just a boomer, but I hate hashtags so much. If you write that a sweater is wool in the title, or if you write that a sweater is wool in the description, or if you put wool down in the material of the sweater, or if you do hashtag wool, it all pops up just the same in search results. There's nothing inherently better about hashtagging it. So just write in the description, lovely warm sweater, 100% wool, oversized and cozy for winter. And I think that's going to be much more enticing for a buyer. But it's your life. You can keep hashtagging things if you really want to. I know a lot of people will sort of push back and not want to write so much in the description. But as I've been saying, if you want your clothes to sell faster than everyone else's, you need to do more than everyone else is. And that includes writing a wonderful description. It's also the kind of thing that you can do just sitting on your couch in your pajamas. It's not tough. You can do it. I believe in you. Of course, you're probably not just selling clothes on Vinted. You're selling other things. Handbags really need the dimensions on them. It is extremely difficult to tell from a photo if it's a big backpack or if it's a 90s style mini backpack. You need to write height, width, and length, please, in the description. For anyone who's selling books on Vinted, I find that it's really useful to put the language of the book and how many pages it is. So people get an idea, okay, this is a couple hundred pages, it's a good chapter book for my daughter. Now the language, you might be thinking to yourself, they can see in the cover what language it is. But again, that is not searchable. Put the language in the description so your potential customers can search for it. You also need to keep in mind that most places on Vinted, you're shopping from a lot of different countries. Here in Austria, we have lots of children's books in German, of course, but I also see in my search results lots of children's book in French, which is unhelpful, and lots of children's books in Italian, which also does nothing for me. But if I try to search children's books in German, I get very few results because people just don't write that in the description. Similarly, if you have like a board game or a puzzle, something like that for kids, it'll usually say on the back of the box an age recommendation, and I would write that in the description too, because you want to make it easy for someone to say, that would be perfect for my son for Christmas. The other tip I would give for selling your books faster is if it's a book in a series, you mention which number it is in the series. So if you search for Harry Potter, you're going to get a lot of search results. If you know you've read a couple of Harry Potter books and you don't know that the third one is called Prisoner of Azkaban and you're just searching for number 3, you're going to get much fewer results. And if you're a seller who has taken the time to write Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, number 3 in English, then you're much more likely to make a sale. One more thing before I go, I have to warn you, no matter how wonderful your description is, people will still send you messages asking really stupid questions. I think some people are just more used to being sold to and don't really want to search and find the information for themselves. Some people might just be feeling a bit uncertain and they'll ask you any old question just to make sure that you're really active and responsive. I think that's particularly true if you're trying to sell more of a high value item or if the buyer is new to Vinted. So just try to be patient with people. Keep answering their questions. At least if you've written it all in the description, you don't need to dig out that thing you listed the other day amongst all the other things you listed the other day. You can look at the description and say, yeah, it's a 38 centimeter waist, and go from there. And if you want to hear about some other annoying things buyers do on Vinted, be sure to check out this video about common problems that sellers run into on Vinted. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.